All right, everybody. So our lesson today is going to be me demonstrating how to get Adobe Photoshop to actually show up on your computer. All right. And it's actually a fairly simple process, but like anything that you're trying to do remotely, there's several steps that we need to complete to make sure that all of these things align and we're able to utilize the program to its full potential. So first things first, like the previous lesson, we're going to go to launchpad.classlink.com/seals, which is going to bring us to here, and you're going to sign into Classlink with your username. So it'd be whatever your year of graduation is, last name, first name. Notice there's no @seals-pa.org, and then you would have to add your password here. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. Fairly quick, all right? Like last time, we'll also go down to My Files, and we will verify by clicking Manage Services. Sometimes you have to click it twice, that Google Drive has a green check next to it. If it does, that's perfect. Close the X. All right. Next thing is we're going to go to Remote Application, and we'll just wait for Remote Application to load. It will prompt you for your username at seal-pa.org. And your password, you may have to input that. It may be auto-filled if you've previously saved it on your machine. So go ahead and sign in there. From here, obviously we want to go to Photoshop. But before we do that, we want to set up our Drive file stream. So it's literally a click, hit allow. Sometimes it does take a little bit of time. If there's not too much activity on your network, it goes a little quicker, but just be patient. The worst thing that you could do is click a bunch of times or hit cancel and try and do it again. That has been known to lock your account up, and we really don't want to have that happen because that really complicates things. So we'll just let it do its thing here. I'm going to pause the video while it connects, and I'll return once we're connected. Okay, that was actually pretty quick. It came in basically as soon as I click pause. You're going to sign into your Google Drive file stream. So I'm MS Tech Ed Student. You're going to put your username in that place at seal-pa.org. You're going to enter your password. And with a little bit of luck, we're going to get the Drive file stream to pop up here. And I don't have to wait for this whole thing to pop up. I can literally just click this. And really what I'm looking for is I'm looking for my Google Drive file stream to show up, which if I click this PC, you can see it here, and here it is here. Now that's really important because it gives us something, a location where we're able to save your files. If you're working remotely especially, this is going to be key because you can't, although you can save to your Z drive, you can't actually hand files in from the Z drive through Google Classroom. So in any case, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So for now, I can just let this window up here. You see, this is actually this window here. If I go over here and click All Resources, that takes me back to where my programs are. And I'm going to go ahead and click Photoshop and click Allow. And this may take a little bit of time to load. So rather than sit here for a minute or two while it could potentially take that long to load, I'll pause the video and I'll come back as it comes up. And actually, it loaded pretty quickly. Something I want to show you. A lot of times what happens when you're working remotely, other programs pop up in the background. So we had the Drive stream open. You can see Photoshop trying to open behind here. It's kind of annoying. It is what it is. Sometimes if you click this and then go back to it, it shows up. Sometimes it does not. It's just kind of how it is. So you may actually have to just click behind here, and there it is. Now, for Adobe, any Adobe program that you're going to use, we actually have to sign in here as well too. So you can, I think signing in with Google works with your school Google account. The thing that always worries me about that is if you have a personal Google account, they can get mixed up. So I like to just type mine in. So MS Tech ed student, you would do the same at seal-pa.org. And I'm going to go ahead and click continue. It is going to ask us sometimes it does ask you for your password again. I don't know why it does this. Oh, that's the wrong account. Sorry. There we go. And my password. And here we go. So we are into Photoshop at this point. And once we're in here, I will definitely have some lessons for you guys in the future. Just being able to get into Photoshop right now is a victory. All right. So if you can't get into Photoshop, obviously we can't do anything. If you can get into Photoshop, we can do lots of things. So this is kind of the foundation. This is our starting point. There's one other thing that I do want to show you. If I go to File, Open, this will very likely pop up on your computer. And I get a lot of kids that go, wait a second, we have an error. It says something went wrong. Well, nothing actually went wrong. It is trying to look in a cloud document, and we're not using the Adobe Cloud at this point yet. Perhaps we will at some point, but if you look down here instead where it says on your computer, now we can browse out to files that are on your computer. And the thing that is very important about this is that you guys can see the Google Drive file stream, which means you can access files that are within my drive and within your own Google Classroom. Now I'm going to see a lot more classes than you guys are, but these would be all of your own classes. You'll be able to see those files. You will also be able to go to the T drive and the Photoshop resources folder. And in here, I do have to clean this up a little bit, but in here are the files that we're going to be using throughout the marking period for me to teach you guys how to do Photoshop. So the T drive, consider that the Tech Ed drive. And for instance, at some point, we are going to use this file right here. So when I click and open that, the really cool thing about being able to access a remote network drive from your house is that you can work on the same files at your house as we are able to work at here. And then I can literally go to File and Save As, assuming I've made some changes to this. We're not going to save it to the cloud document, but we're going to save it on the computer. And then you can click the Google Drive file stream and your drive and your classroom folder and whichever 7th grade class that you're in. So if I'm in period 1, I could literally come in here and rename this. Let me just call it rename this and click save and say okay. And that file is now in that location. And just to prove to you before we log off here that it is in that location, if I go to drive.google.com, it can also be accessed from up here in the waffle iron. Google Drive is in here. But if I click that and I go to Classroom, oh, actually, I am logged in as the wrong person here. So be careful about this. Notice this is my Mr. Schwartz account. I want to actually be logged into my MS Tech Ed student account. So I have an alter ego here. Let me log in as that. And there's the file right here that renamed this because I saved it in that Google Drive folder. All right. So you can see that that is a recent file. If I actually go into Classroom, and I think I saved it in my marking period 1, there it is. There's that file that I put in there. Now, I don't need that, so I can definitely get rid of this if I don't want to use this, and I can just right-click and do remove, and now that's gone from my Google Drive. So pretty short 10-minute lesson here on how to access Photoshop. I haven't shown you how to do anything, just literally how to get into it and how to actually open and save something. Our next lesson will be us working on something together. So I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope this works out well for you remotely.